Okay, I've got the Lynx distributor 1000 block and the Lynx 1000 shunt. That just means these bars are capable of handling 1000 amps. You can see how thick they are. And all we're going to do right now is just bolt these two together. There's also a little communication cable that goes between these two. And you can see that we've got our positive and negative below. This is where our A&L fuses will go. And we'll be able to send power out to all the other devices from here. And if you notice one more thing right here, these are the dongles, and we'll get into that, but that's more for the Servo GX control. This little cable right here just plugs in. It's a RJ11, and I've used these little strain relief cables so the shunt can talk with the distributor. And you can see the Victron gives you a little tiny opening right here so that you can fit it through. For the attachment points on the Multiplus 2, we've chosen to use a hex head bolt. They're 1/4 inch diameter and they're stainless steel, so they're much stronger than the cheapo bolts at the store. These are the ones that are going to cost you a couple bucks a piece or more. And then we're going to go right through these holes so that we can go right through that floor. And one other thing too, we're going to be using the nylock nuts on the outside of it so they'll take the vibration and not come loose. And the other reason that you want stainless steel is so it doesn't rust, because these will be coming out through the bottom of this RV. Got a rivet nut here, and we're just going to work on putting it in this thin sheet metal. And all you do is screw them on and then push them down, and then you loosen this to pull back out. And that's just in here finishing up my heat shrink. And you can see I'm using the Lexavon. It's a pretty sweet little tool. We really like it. It does a good job heat welding. And the reason I'm using these butt connectors is so I could get my switch up and over here. Really wanted to be able to run the solar up to the front so you can use it. And now you can take a look and let's see what our array says. So positive on the breaker. It's a 2-pole disconnect, how we're using it. We've got about 65 volts coming down from the array. This is off, so we shouldn't have anything at all right here, which we don't. Perfect. I'm doing an electrical splice for an inverter, so we're using the Midnight Solar Big Baby box. And I've got my DIN rail mounted correctly, so it's electrically isolated with an end connector and 1-inch conduit clamps to hold the 6'3" cable. This is what it looks like with everything installed on the wall. You can see I've rivet nutted for the charge controller, the splice box, and the HT5 solar input box. Hey guys, let me show you this system here. This is a full Victron install. So we've got to make sure we always have the right kind of cable here. I'm using EWCS welding cable, and it's 4/0. And the reason for that is the ampacity that this wire can carry. It can carry quite a bit. And so we're installing the Multiplus 2. It's a 3000, which on Victron stuff, their part numbers actually mean what they can do. So that's 3000 watts that this thing can do, and 4/0 cable can definitely handle that. But I'm coming off of the negative. This is a 12-volt system. I'm coming off of my negative, and I'm coming right here onto the Lynx shunt 1000, which means it can handle 1000 amps. And then we're coming off of the positive side of the battery here. You can see that cable coming around here. And this switch, you got to make sure your switch doesn't turn into a fuse. This switch can actually handle, I think it's rated for 500 or 600 amps. I'd have to double check it, but I'll put that in the picture. Super important that you do that. Then I've made a little pigtail cable here. I made all these cables, and you can see the video where I made them. But these are all 3/8 lugs essentially. This one needs a 1/2-inch hole, but still 4/0 on the end of the terminal crimp. So just realize that, or you have to punch your holes bigger. Anyway, so we got the shunt, and then we bought the shunt that actually has the communication setup built into it. I don't have anything screwed down, but these things do snap on. Let me show you what's going on here. So I've still got to get the dongle set up for the Servo. We're not plugged into him yet. And I've got a 400 amp A&L fuse right here. And this little cable makes it so that the shunt can talk with the 1000 amp Lynx distributor. So let me pull that off for you. Okay, so if you take a look, this RV system basically had its own system before, right? And that was the main shutoff right there. And that red cable is what went to the positive. Well, I'm now bringing it right here into the shunt. Well, I should say it ends up coming through the shunt, but I'm bringing it to the distribution block. And then this big fat cable right here, this is the one, if you follow it all the way back, it comes up here into the Multiplus 2. So the third one, my third setup, you'll see right here, is the 12 volts that I generate on the MPPT charge controller. So I'm bringing 12 volts out of here and up to 50 amps. So this thing can handle 100 volts at 50 amps. But if you look at it, it says it can actually do 600 watts on the spec sheet. And then what happens is there's two black cables that come up here and they go to the HT5 and they come into the bottom of this. So I've got coming in, when the array's in sun, 60 volts coming in. So this is shut off here for the solar. So these two cables here come out and they take off back over here and they tie in and they go all the way up into the roof. And that gives us our solar input. So solar comes into here. This is my solar panel shut off. It comes over into this. Then this guy comes back around into the distributor. So the distributor really just has three inputs, right? The Multiplus, the charge controller, and the main system. Now I could, instead of fusing this, jump it over, but once I get the fuses, they actually bridge the gap right here. And what that does is allows the power monitoring to tell you how much current's flowing through if you get this particular distributor. So basically that's it. That's what it takes to wire up the full Multiplus distributor shunt charge controller setup. Now I did drill down through this, and let me show you what that looks like. And there's some, it's hard to see them here, but there's stainless steel bolts. They're up over there. I don't know if you can even see that, and there's just a nut on the bottom, and they have nylocks on them, and you have to do that so that you don't get rusting. Anyways, so there's the whole system, and that's the DC side, and that's the solar side. So the next step after that is we're going to put the AC, and it's got to come in here. Sorry, it'll come right through here. And this is the transfer switch. So let me show you what this looks like. So in the transfer switch, you basically, it's got this nice fancy diagram, which really helps a ton, and you can kind of see a little bit about what's going on here. But you have the generator, the power cord, and the control panel. So basically when you plug in the RV, it's going to the control panel. When you plug in the generator, it's feeding power to the control panel. So these two are inputs. This is an output, the control panel portion. So that control panel portion, they're saying, is right there on the top. So I've got to take these wires and I'm going to put them in a splice box that I'm going to mount on the wall over here. And out of that splice box, I'll come in here to the AC input, and then the AC output will come out of here and it will feed right back into where that's coming in. So anyways, when I get that done, I'll show you what that looks like. It's a little bit of work to get all the AC tied in, because right now this is just a programmable box that can't do a whole bunch of anything. We want it to make some AC power for us. So anyways, thanks for watching. But that's how I would do a full Victron ecosystem. And then I still have to add this one in too. So we'll add the Servo GX in here. And I think that's probably best to be done last. And it sounds like we may end up adding a bigger battery bank and putting it in this upper panel. Anyways, thanks for watching. Okay, I've got the Multiplus 2 all wired in. So up here is the main, and it comes down here out of the transfer switch, comes around this side, and it goes over here, and it goes in to the AC in. It's kind of hard to see, it's a little bit blurry, but in there. Then the AC out comes back out of here, goes into the splice box, and the splice box goes all the way back in to the control panel. And that's how you tie in a Multiplus 2 into a big 50 amp RV service.